Let me see if we are live. I'm pretty sure we are, but let's just make sure. Hmm. So far, it's not showing up. Hold on. Hmm. Hold on a second. Why do I not see it? Hold on. This is ridiculous. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me get out of YouTube and back into it. Maybe that'll do the trick. I don't know. Let's see. Thought I put everything in there. Apparently I didn't. Oh, here we go. Supposed to be a members only stream. Oh, there you are. I see. You didn't forget, Susan. Right on. Cricket Cinema, nice to have you in here. Yeah, Ellie, I know it's not a members only stream, but that's what it was intended to. But let's go ahead and keep going. I've been fighting with my settings all morning, but good morning to all of you. It's supposed to be a members only stream, but apparently uh, it's going to be an everybody stream. I apologize to the members like Susan. Thank you for being a member. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the members. It is what it is. I'm free memberships today, I guess. All right, Pinche Becky, welcome. Cinderella, nice to have you in here. I think I said hi to Cricket Cinema and Four Corner. Nice to have you here. Um, Good morning to all the monsters and otherwise aspiring monsters, I should say. Fuzzy, welcome. Okay, so I only had a couple of days to do a members only live stream, and I fought with settings all morning. The only way that I know how to do a members only stream is on my phone, and that wasn't going to happen because my hair's a mess, and I don't feel like getting pretty for everybody. So it is what it is. I appreciate you guys being here. It's supposed to be a members only live, but you know what? I mean, I was gonna put it on regular for everybody else, so you guys get the member. Maybe this is my way of getting you guys to join memberships is by showing you guys the type of things that I do for members only. Now, the members only live stream is just that. It's just a live stream. Usually, right after, like the day after, or a few hours after, or whatever, I make it available to everybody because I don't want anybody to feel like they're behind a paywall on my channel. So, you know, it is what it is. What's up, buddy? KT Peta, nice to have you here. Brandon, nice to have you here as well, buddy. Um, so I just couldn't mess with the settings this morning. So you guys are all gonna get the live experience. It's like any other video that I do, and I think on this channel I really need to get to the root of why I do what I do. All right, a lot of it has to do with police encounters and handling yourself. What's up, Johnny Bravo? Nice to have you here. You guys are all getting the members live experience. Do you guys all feel like members? I hope you do. Um, hey, Cinderella, welcome to the Monster Squad. Thank you very much for joining. I really appreciate that. Um, so this is not going to be the longest stream ever, but I feel it's kind of important because I was kind of looking at some of my own videos. Some of them are cringeworthy. Some of them I go over the top. I get a little too rambunctious, whatever the case is. But in the excitement of doing all this, when you first start out your channel, you think you know everything. So, you know, it's it's daunting. And K Dot and I talked about this a long time ago. Like when I first started and stuff, I asked him some pretty poignant questions before I even decided to get out there and do things on my own. I mean, I've been an activist for literally decades. I've been, you know, um, most of the times on the outside looking at a lot of injustice that goes along with policing. I do have a real quick update for you guys. Big Chief is in the house. What's up, Johnny Bravo? Nice to have you here, Pippi. Nice to have you here as well, Pippi. For all the members that are in here that are kind of confused, I know it's a little confusing. It says members only. I couldn't get the settings right on the computer, so it's just everybody's invited to this members only live. So you all are members today. Fab Daddy, welcome. Nice to have you here as well, buddy. So there's a lot to cover, and this will be a series of videos going forward. It's always going to be something that I go back to because I think it's super important. And what I titled it today was How to Act When Police Encounters Occur. Now, there's a difference between just a normal, person, like an average everyday citizen approach to handling police, and there's a different approach if you're a cop watcher or an auditor, as they say, or a protester or anything of the sort. So I want to make the distinction here because a lot of people don't know their rights when they're out in public and they deal with the police. They think that the police are the ultimate authority on everything, and they usually capitulate to everything. So I'm telling you guys that there's a way to handle yourself that is pretty much foolproof when you're dealing with the police. Now, I've said this once, I've said it 100 times. A lot of you guys understand this, but hopefully it gets to somebody that doesn't know this. The police are never your friend, okay? There have been several times, and I've watched several videos, and you guys probably have as well, where an individual will be jawing back and forth with a police officer, and eventually that person is put into handcuffs. And I'm here to say, through experience and through knowing a lot of the local laws here in Denver and the Denver metro area, and this goes for everybody across the country. The police are not your friends, so why would you give your non-friends information about you or what you're doing or whatever's going on, whatever situation is going on? It's not going to do you any favors to give them information. Their sole purpose is to arrest somebody when they're out there. I know that sounds weird, but I've seen plenty of videos where the person that actually calls the police for someone else gets put in the back of a car and off to jail. Now, whether it was because they had a warrant or whether it was because, I don't know, an asshole cop just had a bad day, the point of the matter is, we have a Fifth Amendment for a reason. If you don't know what the Fifth Amendment is, it's basically the right to remain silent, okay? It's very, very basic, but this one basic amendment of our Constitution, of our Bill of Rights, is the one thing that can save probably 90% of people that go to jail, can save them from going to jail. Hold on, I'm getting a text here. Yeah. Okay. So, the Fifth Amendment. What is the Fifth Amendment? It's the right to remain silent. And you will hear hold on, I'm getting text. Jiminy. So, it's the one thing that most people, if they follow it to a T, will keep them out of a lot of trouble. I can't tell you the number of times that I've watched video of people who are auditors or self-proclaimed auditors or cop watchers that get themselves into trouble because they simply can't shut the fuck up. And I'm sorry for the bold language, but that's just, it brings home the point, right? So when you're out there, and let's say you're not an auditor or a cop watcher or anything like that, which I think that there is an important role for cop watchers, obviously, to play in this whole thing. KT PETA, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that. Um, yeah, it could, but people are idiots and don't care. Yeah, I know. I know. Emojis of a oh boy, Ellie, or something else. Okay, this is something that Tanya, the fairy, I love that we have a fairy in chat. Tanya says, I don't answer questions. This is super important. But not only do you need, like, if you ever come into contact with police, it's never in your best interest to talk to them. There's a saying out there that the police love to float, saying, see something, say something. And I don't agree with that. And not because I don't want crime to go unpunished or anything of that nature. It's if you see something and you say something, you're putting yourself in a lot of danger. Okay? And I mean legal danger. I mean possibly physical danger. Any other danger that you can think of. You put yourself at great risk by saying anything to the police. So it's always in your best interest. Let's say you're not a cop watcher, you're just a normal, average citizen, doesn't know a lot about the laws. The one thing that you can take away from this live is to just shut up. Don't say anything. Don't follow a lot of the auditors out there that just jaw back and forth, and some of them are very skilled. I would say KDOT and myself are very skilled at dealing with police, so we know what to say, we know how long to say it, etc., etc. But my advice to people would be just to be quiet, and it's really, really difficult. I know how badly you want to say your side of the story of what happened or what you saw, or what's going on or whatever, and the temptation is always there. I have fallen prey to that. And hey, Carrie Ann, nice to have you here. Appreciate you. Did I see someone? Oh, it was KT PETA. Okay, yeah, that's right. Um, so yeah, I would highly recommend, in any circumstance. Let's say you're at a bar, right, and you're having fun with your friends. Let's say you're a group of women out with your friends, and a fight breaks out in the bar, and they start clearing everything out, and the police arrive. Is it in your best interest to speak to the police and tell them what you saw occurred? I would say no, because you can only get yourself into trouble. I've seen time and time again people get in trouble for simply telling their version of what happened, and all of a sudden they're asking for your ID. What if you have a warrant? What if you have a warrant that you don't even know that you have? You see what I'm saying? What? Oh, Bernie's a member of the Monster Squad again. Welcome back, Bernie.
Thank you.
Bernie decided to become a member again. Thanks, Bernie. Appreciate that. So yes, Tanya, the answer is never, never speak to the police. Now, it's a different story. Like if you have something done to your house, your car, your person, your favorite person, obviously you're going to want to tell the police what happened so they can do their job, hopefully do their job, which they very rarely do. Only 2% of crime gets solved in this country, and if you don't believe me, look at the stats. So here's what I'm saying. It's never in your best interest to talk to the police if it doesn't involve yourself especially. Now, it's up to you whether something happens to you and you want to speak to the police. In that case, I would recommend saying as little as possible. I mean, it's up to you, but in all honesty, in my view, I am hesitant to tell the police anything because I've had circumstances in my life, very few, by the way, where I've had to actually talk to the police, regarding like personal things and stuff. But it very rarely worked out in my favor. Matter of fact, I would say that it's never worked in my favor. So I know that's anecdotal evidence, and it not it's not I don't want you guys to listen to my words and then immediately just clam up on everything when you're out in the world. You know, you happen to witness something major or something, and they need your help or whatever. I'm not telling you to clam up completely, but I am telling you it's probably not in your best interest to talk to the police. There's also, if you ever run into a situation where you feel like you do need to divulge information to the police, maybe you're a witness to a crime or something, it might be in your best interest to talk to a lawyer first. I know that sounds weird and it sounds expensive and all of this, but there's a reason why the police tell you anything that you say can and be used against you in a court of law. And I would take that to heart. I wouldn't just throw that aside as just hyperbole or BS. It's ridiculous. Some guy essayed my daughter in public, and she called dispatch, and they told her to file a complaint online. Holy hell. Doesn't matter. Welcome. Nice to have you here as well, buddy. Nice to have you here. Why is it a fault of someone to not know they have a warrant? Postal can make mistakes, and warrants may not get delivered. Okay, this is important, KTPedia. I've seen this happen time and time again. Let's say you're walking around, you're jogging, right? And you don't know it, but you have a warrant. But you've done nothing wrong in the meantime, right? Let's say you got a warrant for, I don't know. Just use an example here. Let's say you got a warrant for trespassing, and you didn't even know that you had that warrant. You know, maybe you visited some place and they didn't like the way that you looked, so they called the police and they gave a description. They found out who you were via your license plate or whatever, and they decided just to put a warrant on you, which has happened. You're out jogging and you're doing nothing wrong, and a policewoman stops you and says, you fit the description. We got a call, and you fit the description of somebody that's been breaking into cars around this area. I mean, what do you want to do with that? Do you want to talk to the cop and have a chance of angering that cop even further than what they're already angry about, and give them opportunity to slap cuffs on you? Or do you want to invoke your Fifth Amendment right to not say anything and avoid the whole issue to begin with? What if they stop you and they say, now this is true in all states that are not stop and ID states, but even the not stop and ID states have rules and regulations when it comes to getting your identification. Oh, Pup Groomer, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Welcome into chat, Pup. You weren't stealthy today. Hold on. I got a question in chat here. Let's see. What do we got? May I ask you a question? If you get arrested, where should you put your phone? Inquiring minds want to know. I'll answer that in a bit, Ellie. Give me a minute to think about that. Thank you so much, Pup Groomer. I always appreciate you. You're a big time friend, and I appreciate that. So that's the whole shebang right there, people. I can't stress enough how important your Fifth Amendment. If you take nothing away from the Constitution or the Bill of Rights or any of your rights as a member of our society here, it's saying little to nothing could be in your best interest. Now let's go back to that situation where you're jogging. The cop stops you and says, we got a description of someone that looks like you fit the description of somebody that's been breaking into cars in the neighborhood. I need to see your ID. What are you going to tell them? My response to them would be, well, first of all, that's not me. but I'm not showing you my ID because I've committed no crime. And from this point forward, I'm going to exercise my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Now, once you've done that, then that doesn't mean you're totally in the clear and they're not going to violate your rights or anything of that nature. But when you tell them specifically about your Fifth Amendment right that you're invoking you have to say the words. You can't just remain silent. That's been proven in the Supreme Court. I forget the Supreme Court ruling where silence on its own is not an invocation of your Fifth Amendment right. So you actually have to say the words, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment, or I'm exercising my Fifth Amendment right. Something along those lines will help you. Fraud, welcome to chat. Nice to have you in here. Michael Andreas, welcome into chat. And thank you, Pup Groomer, for giving those memberships. It really does help. And if you got a membership from Pup Groomer, make sure you thank her very, very much. I appreciate you, Pup Groomer, for sure. Looks like J-Bat was the recipient. Welcome to chat, J-Bat. Nice to have you here. So, invoking your Fifth Amendment is super powerful. And then here's the other thing. I've seen people do this a few times, and it really enrages me. You invoke your Fifth Amendment, and right then you pretty much have the cops at a conundrum. They can go further. They can choose to do whatever they want from that point forward. But at least you're protected in a lot of ways legally from a lot of their actions after that, right? So you have a warrant, you have an active warrant for trespassing, and you invoke your Fifth Amendment. Now, there is no way that they should have to get your information to put you in jail. Now, this could be a delay tactic, right? I mean, eventually, it's probably going to catch up to you, and eventually you're going to have to answer to whatever charges, whether it's trespassing or whatever. But do you want to go that day? Do you want to take the ride that day just based on you just giving them information willy-nilly? What happens if you give them I've got nothing to hide, and you just hand them your ID, and now they're running you for warrants. Not only that, they also have the opportunity to put you on any list that they want, any watch list, any type of database that they want to put you in. And that's super important too. And those are things that I'll go over with you guys at a later date. But I think the most important thing here is that you guys really need to understand that police are not your friends, and you don't have to talk to them. Regardless of how many times they try to get you to say something, as long as you just stand there and just basically shrug off anything that they have to say, don't give them anything. They've got cameras just like you. And that's another thing. If you have a phone, start recording. It's the number one thing that could save you a lot of headache later. I don't care how many times they say, well, we're recording too. Their recordings get edited quite often. Now, I know this for a fact because I've requested tons of body cam footage. And every time I get body cam footage from the police, it's always edited. It's time edited. It's redacted. There's a lot of things that are redacted. If you have your recording going, the only person that can really change those recordings is you. So you have an unbiased, unfiltered look into exactly what happened. And that could be important to you later on in court. Let's say, same scenario, you have a warrant for your arrest and you don't even know it, but you're out and about, you're jogging, you get stopped by a cop, and you guys are talking back and forth, and oh, of course I didn't do that, I'm not a criminal. And then you present an ID, they run your ID, right? They run your ID, and now you got a warrant. And now you're placed in handcuffs and you're put in the back of the car and you're wondering what the hell just happened, right? By the way, I would recommend in your local locality, check to see if you have any warrants. There are places that you can check those things, and it might be in your best interest to make sure, you know whether or not you have a warrant. And if you have a warrant, you should probably take care of it. And that probably involves you figuring out what the charges are, figuring out, the penalties for it, whether or not you did it. I mean, that's a pretty big thing. If you didn't do it, I would never recommend taking a plea deal or anything of that nature. That's one thing I'm very, very adamant on. If you didn't break the law, why should you take any type of plea deal? Why? Why should you take a plea deal? And that'll be something else that we can talk about at a later date as well. Michael Andrea says, does the cop have reasonable suspicion? Which the cop seems to have in the scenario you describe. Many states have stop and ID laws which allow them to demand the ID consistent with Terry v. Ohio. 100%, Michael. That's why I made the distinction. If you're in a stop and ID state, all they need is pretty much reasonable suspicion. But you can question them on that. Do you have reasonable suspicion that I've committed a crime, I'm about to commit a crime, or I'm going to commit a crime? And if they can articulate, well, that we got a call that somebody with a black hat and a black vest was breaking windows in the car, and we just need to make sure that it wasn't you. I mean, pretty much the stop and ID states are really wacky, and it shouldn't be that way, because I believe that's a Fourth Amendment violation if you didn't do anything wrong, period. But good point, Michael. That makes a lot of sense. Taken me 3 days to figure out why I haven't been able to gift or SC. Forgot my card expired. Oh no, doesn't matter. It's all good in the hood, man. Appreciate you. All right, let me see. What else do we got here? Kansas City PD has been called on me 4 times protesting Scientology and didn't even suggest I provide my ID, perhaps because KCPD is understaffed. Potentially, but even if they do request your ID, would you give it to them willingly, KC? I would not. I would say, well, I live in a state where it's not a stop and ID state, so those states, I mean, they better, you better bring the goods if you believe somebody committed a crime. I mean, if they have video of you breaking a window, well, I mean, sorry, my friend, but you're probably going to go to jail, and I wouldn't recommend doing that. Don't break the law, and you really have nothing to worry about. Unindoctrinated, welcome. Nice to have you here as well. Allie, you're funny with the attorney shield. By the way, anybody that's in my chats, member or otherwise, stay away from Attorney Shield. It's a fucking scam. I've went over this with a fine-tooth comb with Ellie. Their terms of service are absolutely ridiculous, and they're pushing it hard because it's a big-time grift and a scam. So just a little something for you guys all. Don't buy into it. Some cops have a bug up their butthole and don't want to hear squat and just take you on that ride anyways. KT PETA, but here's the difference. If you have your own video, and if they have their video, and you invoked your Fifth Amendment right to not say anything, let's say you don't have warrants, right? And let's say a cop is having a bad day, same scenario, they get a call, right? And you basically tell them, look, I've done nothing wrong, I have no ill will, no bad intentions, but I'm going to, are you, that's another question that a lot of people don't ask. Are you detaining me, or am I free to go? If they tell you you're free to go, then fucking leave. Walk off. I can't tell you the number of times that somebody has said, am I free to go? And they say, yeah, you're free to go. And they just stand there. And I understand it, if you're free to go, you're also free to stay. But in my view, you've got a guy with a gun across from you, or a woman with a gun across from you. Do you want to stay in their presence? Do you want to stay in their presence? Do you want trouble? That's the whole issue that we're talking about here. Stay out of trouble. That's the whole things. Just stay out of trouble. If you're not, oh man, yeah, run as fast as you can from Attorney Shield. It's a scam. It's a total scam, Ellie. I think we've covered it before, But we might do another video on that because there's some things that I've seen that have whew. All right, I would give ID if threatened with arrest if I didn't. Would ask. See, now here's where we differ a little, KC. A lot of people will say that if you're threatened with arrest, then produce your ID. And I slightly disagree with that. I'm gonna make them go into my pocket. If I've already invoked my Fifth Amendment, I'm not gonna talk to them. I'm gonna let them make the mistakes themselves, right? Because there's still qualified immunity in a lot of states, and they can lose their qualified immunity if they're violating your civil rights, right? And your Fourth Amendment right is a very powerful one as well. If you invoke your Fifth Amendment, you've done nothing wrong, you have nothing to hide, et cetera, et cetera. They'll make you feel like a criminal. They'll make you feel like, well, you must have something to hide because you're not talking. You could feel that way, but you're not going to get my ID unless you physically put your hand, which, by the way, I don't normally carry my ID on me everywhere I go, especially when I'm cop watching, just for this reason, because they can reach into your pocket and grab shit, and then, you know, you're totally fucked. But in my opinion, I'd rather have them on video, you know, grabbing my ID out of my pocket than just willy-nilly handing it to them, even under threat of arrest. You know, if you're going to arrest me, we're going all the way. You're going to, you know, go ahead. You know. Wow, Ellie. Fun fact, if you explain Attorney Shield to your 7-year-old, they are covered on their big wheel. Yeah. Wow. I'm out if they say I'm free to go. 100%, Tanya. Now, what happens if they say you're not free to go, you're detained? Now it's even more important that you assert your Fifth Amendment right to silence. You don't give them anything. They have to. They better have reasonable, articulable suspicion, i.e. the video surveillance I told you guys about earlier, before they put you in handcuffs and put you in the back of the car. It doesn't mean that they might not still do that, but it also means that you're protecting yourself and your rights. You can deal with the consequences later. You see what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't, don't resist. That's another thing. Oh, stop resisting, stop resisting. I'm not resisting, officer. And you make sure everybody knows it. Their video, your video, the people around you, I am not resisting. You know, they put you in handcuffs and take you away. Then you can deal with the ramifications after that. You see what I'm saying? Namfik, welcome. Nice to have you here. MLH's hair is a lethal wet. It sure is, KT. Isn't it flowing and beautiful? And it's even better now because it's all like permanently dyed. Like, because I was getting a little too gray. I was looking haggard and old. Okay, so is there a mod for the mods? No mod for the mods. Okay, so that's the message that I want to get across to you guys that aren't auditors, that aren't cop watchers, that are just normal, everyday citizens trying to live their life. It's never advantageous to talk to the police. That's why there is a Fifth Amendment, because all you can do is hurt yourself. These cops are not here to solve crimes. I just told you 2% of all crime in the United States is solved. 2% out of 100. I think it should be more like 75, 80, 85, 90, 95% solved. But instead, we've got a bunch of lazy, overpaid, underwhelmed. They'll say they're overwhelmed, that they need more money and more police and all this. And I've seen exactly opposite. How many times have you been to a traffic stop that 4 or 5 cop cars are right behind them? They ain't got nothing better to do? You mean to tell me you ain't got nothing better to do than for you, all 20 cops or 10 cops that are out there, which doesn't need really backup for a speeding ticket? Are you kidding me? Get out of here. Did we lose stream? We still good? Give me a 5x5 unless we're not going here. I was called a bad actor the other day and told the person, yes, I am a bad actor. I've never had acting classes, but I'm a good musician. Can you guys still hear me, or did we get disconnected?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I can.
I know you can hear me, Dorcas. It looks like we're good. Oh, 5x5. Okay, we're still good. All right. Personal phones should be turned off during shift times. Yeah. They never do though. Ooh, you're a bad actor and a terrorist, Tanya? Jeez. Wow. How do I get on that list? I'm already a bad actor, but how do I get on the terrorist list? I guess just grow a big beard and I don't know. Hey, Flea Factory, what's up? Nice to have you here as well. All right. So that's the main takeaway here, guys. I know it's not the most sexy of live streams. I don't. Oh, I do have a little bit of news that I want to share with you. Uh, talk shit about sticky lips. Alfredo, did I welcome you? Thank you for being here, buddy. I really appreciate you. Noel, welcome. Your 5 button is broken, so it's 6x6. I got you. All right. So, a little bit of an update, and I'll talk more about this. This is kind of what prompted me to get my ass in gear and do this supposed members only that's not a members only. Well, you guys are all members today. Um, so cops sit in parking lots and watch videos. Meanwhile, crimes are 100% doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. Like, does it really take 10 cops on a traffic stop when 98% of the crime in their area isn't solved? I mean, from vandalism to murder, right? I mean, we run the gamut here. You guys don't solve anything. I mean, it's literally 2%, 2% of all crime. Matthew, what's up, buddy? Nice to have you in here. He says, I didn't say hi to. Remember, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. I will not answer any more questions without an attorney. That's the 100% what you should say, Matthew. That's the correct way of saying it. You can pretty much say, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment, and it means the same thing, but that's the whole long spiel. That's something super. You guys can copy and paste what Matthew says there into your notes, and if you ever run into a cop, that's what you tell them. I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right to self-incrimination, against self-incrimination. I will not answer any questions without an attorney. And that's also a right of yours, is to have an attorney. And they'll give you this line, well, I didn't arrest you. Why do you need an attorney? You can just say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment. I need an attorney before I answer any questions. And keep saying it over and over if necessary. Now, there is a point after 4 or 5 times where you just plain just don't say anything. That way you get the point across and you invoke your rights, and that's really important because let's say they go the next step, right? They put you in handcuffs, they get your ID, they do all this stuff, right? That's all illegal. All illegal. You invoked your Fifth Amendment. You have a Fourth Amendment right to be secure in your papers. You have the Sixth Amendment, right to an attorney. All that stuff applies to you. You have a First Amendment for free speech and redressing government and all that, freedom of religion, all that stuff, right? So use your rights. This is why the reason that I got a camera and started going around and doing cop watching is so I can be an example to everybody else and do it the right way. There are a lot of auditors and people, cop watchers, however they want to present themselves, that do things the right way. Here's how you know an auditor or a cop watcher is good. Look at their track record in court. If they don't have any court, then that's a good thing. If they have courts with losses, I can name quite a few who have stacked up the losses and made everybody else look bad. Not going to name any names here, but we all know who those people are, especially in the Denver metro area. It's not incumbent, and it's not, how do I put this? It is much better to follow someone who has a great track record. I'm looking at people like KDOT, who has been to court 3 times for being arrested or falsely accused or whatever, and he's beaten all those charges. That's how you know somebody knows their stuff and is worthy of your attention. Okay, I think all of you in this chat understand my record and what I'm trying to accomplish here. Nunya, nice to have you in here. Really appreciate you. Pippi, I don't know if I said hi to you, but nice to have you here as well. Uh, oh man, yeah, arbitration, Ellie. I know what you're talking about. Um, what else we got here? Just looking through things. Uh, I'm so sorry, Nampick. I'm so sorry, man. I know you've been dealing with a lot, but Nampick, my heart goes out to you. And if you need to talk later, buddy, I know it's tough, and I know how much you loved your dad and how much he meant to you and the family and stuff like that. And I'm just glad that he was comfortable at the end, and you guys did everything you can. It sounded like you guys had a really, really great relationship, and I'm so sorry to hear that. Man, that's so tough, Nampick. Like I said, I'll be there for you, buddy, if you need. Um, yeah, you are family, Nampick. I consider all my subscribers fam. You guys are all fam to me. I say Monster Squad for the members, but you guys are all Monster Squad to me. And I am really sad to hear that, Nampick. And like I said, if you need to talk later, buddy, I'm here for you. I know it's got to be really rough on you, and I'm just choking up thinking about it, buddy. But hang in there, buddy. I know you guys had such a special good thing going, and your dad was a really, really cool dude, and I could tell that. I never met him, Nampick, but everything that you told me about him is just pristine, and sorry to hear about your loss, Nampick. It's terrible. KT Peta says, I only assume the position if I want to and feel spicy. Well, they might force you into that position, KT Peta. I know how spicy you are. Let's see. Ellie, you're so stupid. Do I even want to cover this? I don't even know if I want to cover this. I'm not going to cover it, Ellie. I don't want to start a war. Fraudy, I don't know if I said hi to you, but welcome in to chat. Nice to have you here. If I missed anybody, I do apologize. I can't always catch everybody, but I just wanted to pop in and this was intended to be a members only live stream. I do apologize about that. I don't know how to do the settings from home to do a members only live. I know how to do it from my phone, but it's a lot more difficult through a computer. Yeah. Please do. Okay. You guys want to share some laughter? Should I do it, Bernie? Should I do it? No, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to start a whole...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God, I did find an x-ray. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'm not going to go over the specifics, but let me find this x-ray. Hold on.
Yeah, I remember now.
Would you be quiet? Hold on. All right, hold on. All I'm going to say, hold on. This is just for a little bit of levity here. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, man, here we go. Okay, I want you guys to take a look at something. Hold on. This is an actual x-ray. Hold on. Hold on, guys. All right, here we go. I'm going to put this up on the screen. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is not my intention, but Ellie forced my hand here. So, all right. There you go. Okay. So, let me give you guys some more advice. If you do happen to get arrested and you're going into the clink, don't stick a phone up your ass. Don't do it. I don't care how big or small or whatever. By the way, you can purchase a phone case with this particular picture on it. or some wall art or some stationery.
Your butt will sound like this.
Yeah, yeah. Don't do it. Don't do this. Oh man, is this the baby? Fuzzy says, "How dare you, Fuzzy? Do it." Nunya says, "No, I don't like to create drama." All right, so there was someone who was talking about a recent prison stint and how they put a phone up their ass in order to have a phone, I guess. So I'm just gonna leave this here and say, don't do that. Don't stick phones up your ass. I mean, there are other things that you can stick up your ass that are probably way more pleasurable. Although I don't know. You laugh, Bernie. Although I don't know, like if you put it on vibrate, does that help out a little bit? I mean, I'm just asking. I don't know. Maybe it is a good time with the vibration. Depends on the phone, I guess. Please consult your proctologist before considering the use of butt phones. Yeah. Yes, Matthew. Yes.
Butt dial.
Yeah, they're giving new meaning to the word butt dial. Oh my goodness. Butt dialing is literally this. I just don't need a phone that bad. Oh my goodness. So yeah, how do you feel? How do you get it clean after? Even if it was in a bag? Oh my God, that's a good question, Carrie Ann. That's not a question that I can answer because I've never been in that position, if you know what I mean. Direct dookie. Jesus Christ, KT PETA, come on. Oh man, Nompic. Do you know that sounds appropriate because I know a lot of people who walk around with their head up their ass. Nompic. Oh man, so funny. Oh man, I love it. So much shit talking in this chat. All right, I love it. Okay, let's end on that note. I hope you guys have a good day. The number one thing to take away from this is don't stick a phone up your ass. No. That's not the number one thing to take away. It's invoke your Fifth Amendment, right? I know the Constitution is more of an idea than an actual kind of thing, but it's something that I truly believe in, and I hope that more people exercise their rights. I'm gonna have more panels, more presentations like this because I think it's kind of important that people get down to the basics and don't always follow what auditors and cop watchers do. I know a lot of my videos tend to be a little spicy when I run into police, but I always say this: I'm a mirror, and KDOT will tell you this as well. We're mirrors, and we mostly mirror the actions of whatever person is in front of us, whether it's a cop or just a regular person, But I just want everybody to understand that you don't have to I mean, you should always be afraid of the police because they're the ones with the guns and pretty much can get away with anything. But even they have to kowtow to some of our rights, and one of them is the Fifth Amendment. And I think that's the most important thing to take away from this particular live. Two things. Number one, don't stick a phone up your ass. And number two, invoke your Fifth Amendment. It's your best friend out there, especially if you're not a seasoned cop watcher like myself, or a seasoned auditor, or seasoned whatever you want to call yourself. I don't consider myself an auditor or a cop. I mean, I am a cop watcher at times, but I wear many hats, literally and figuratively. I do many things. I'm an investigative journalist first and foremost. I like to get to the bottom of things. I like to get you guys the information as I see it. So that's if anything you take away from this this particular episode, it's please invoke your Fifth Amendment anytime you're in one of those situations. I mean, it's never in your best interest to talk to the police because they have only one thing in mind, and that's to put you in jail. Because for some reason in this country, you're revered for how many arrests you make instead of the opposite. I always have said I believe that officers should be promoted based on how little arrests that they make, because I think that shows ultimate restraint. And I'm not saying they should never arrest anybody. I'm just saying that we should revere more those people that tend to not arrest people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's pretty much what I'm telling you. Um, remember when you walk by the mirror, look at that person, point your finger, and say, "You got this." Nompic, that's no more truer than today, especially for you, Nompic. I know you're going through a tough time, and I can't imagine what you're going through right now, man. Just hang in there, Nompic. I know it's tough, but you're a champ, my man, and one ring a dingy, two ring a dingies, KT Pita. Let's see. There was something. Oh, a quick update. If you guys remember, do you guys remember my one and only viral video, the Smurf cop, the chick that assaulted K Dot and myself? Do you guys remember that? I'll wait to see if any of you remember that. Followed by a snort. Jesus, KT. Let's see. Let's see if anybody remembers. Okay, Bernie remembers.
I remember.
I have question. Where's your does he give and receive calls? How the fuck do I know? I've never stuck a phone up my ass, Ellie. What's wrong with you? I like butt dials and it cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a pretty thing sticks a phone in your ass, you get sprung. Oh boy. Anyways. Peaceful de-escalation and problem-solving skills should count towards promotion. 100% no. I've said it for a long time. Yes, I remember Smurf Juice, KT. I remember Fuzzy said. Okay, let me give you guys an update on that. You guys remember we went down to RTD. We put in a complaint. And can anybody guess what happened? I'll give you guys a few seconds here to contemplate. Can anybody guess what happened from that investigation? What's her name? It was Heidi Hansen, Officer Hansen, Matthew the King. Yes, Officer Hands-On. Yes, Hansen. Not a damn thing, Ferry says. That never gets old. It doesn't, Ellie. I'm still laughing about it, to be honest with you. Absolutely nothing, Fuzzy says. Okay. Suspended without pay, KT says. Hold on. Nothing, and they got promoted. Zip Zilt Zero, Matthew says. Nothing, probably, Pup says. She became a chief of police in Soliton. I don't know what that means. My guess is nothing. Colton. No! The answer, you guys are all pretty much right. The answer is unfounded. They thought our complaint was unfounded. Now, let me tell you guys why this particular case is so egregiously wrong. All right? And I let the fucking commander have it. I didn't have it recorded because I didn't have time. Bernie wasn't here. I didn't have any way of recording the phone call. But here's what I'm telling you guys. It was unfounded is what the commander told me. I did get a call from the commander, which I appreciated. But I'm going to tell you guys, I gave him hell because I said, this is exactly what is wrong with policing. I said, we trusted you guys to do an investigation and take proper measures to correct the issue. And there were a lot of issues to correct. If you guys don't believe my words, which I never recommend just believing me out of turn. Do your own research, look at my video, and tell me that the officer did nothing wrong. Which most of you guys know the officer was out of line. And we both pointed out that officer is going to get somebody killed. The reason that KDOT and I do what we do is to keep people safe. And I know it's incremental. It's not, it's not sexy. It's not, I don't buy subs. I don't do flashy things. I don't edit my videos to make myself look better and others look worse, like I've seen countless times on other videos. And I think that's what you guys appreciate about me more so than any other cop watcher, any other civil rights activist, anybody else out there in the sphere, same thing with KDOT, is the fact that, we do things by the book. And we would hope that police do things by the book. But when you tell me that here's what the commander told me. He wanted me to put in a Cora request to get the findings of that investigation, which I thought was ludicrous. And I told him, I was like, who do you think you're talking to? You think you're talking to an idiot who is just going to take what you say and then go and put in a Cora request? I know I'm due the results of those findings. So either you can tell me the results of those findings, which you can easily do. I am not putting in a Cora request. If I have to, I will go down to RTD and I will find out the results of that IA finding. And that's when he capitulated. He's like, well, I can tell you that the other commander, Commander What's-Its-Nuts, I can't even remember his name now, did an investigation and it was unfounded. And I'm like, did you guys not look at the video? Did you guys not see? I was like, I said, not only did she violate my friend and me by assaulting us, there were other problems with that too. We were lied to. We were told that the Aurora police would be showing up and we could file our complaint with them as far as the criminality goes. And that was a blatant out and out lie. And you're telling me that this complaint is unfounded? You've got to be out of your mind. I said, this is exactly why the public is losing trust in you guys every single day, is because of the thin blue line that you guys hide behind. And I'm exposing you guys, and I'm going to continue to expose you guys, and I will. This is my promise to everybody in chat, everybody that's listening to this video. I am telling you, it is my mission to make things better here in Denver and the Denver metro area. That includes Aurora, Thornton, North Glen, Lakewood, Colorado Springs, Fort Collins. My mission from this point forward in my life is to make things easier for the citizens in the Denver metro area and by extension the country, because it's got to start with somebody. I don't proclaim to be a trailblazer. I don't proclaim to be the best cop watcher, the best civil rights activist. But what I do say is I will always do things the right way, period. And, just watch out, because I'm watching you. Every one of you dirty cops in the Denver metro area, just be on notice, because I will find you and I will expose you like I've done countless times. So there you go. Okay, what do we got here? Stop it, you guys, with the butt dial. Butt dialing shit. Let's see. What's going on here? Lady Rowdy, welcome. Nice to have you here. What am I missing you? What am I missing? That was the real deal, KT Peta. Let's see. What else do we got here? Just trying to catch up on chat. I don't miss living there. As a kid, I had a lot of run-in with the police there. So many times I wasn't guilty, but they made me guilty. 100% doesn't matter, and that's what it's all about. I'm here to educate. They're prepping my son for brain surgery. Narrator says they're actually removing part of his brain, so we spend a ton of time at the hospital for testing every week till March. The cell reception sucks, so no streams. I'm sorry to hear that, Flea, but I know your situation too. This is the thing that people don't understand about me. I've got so many people emailing, calling, texting. I like the fact that you guys trust me to at least talk to me, and I do that spiel every day because I think it's important. I'm not special. I don't proclaim to be special, but I just proclaim to listen. And I always say sometimes that helps, and it does help. It helps with me even. Yes, we all wish you the best, narrator / Flea Factory. We love you. And I know your son's going to come out of it, and he's going to be super strong, and you know, we're going to feel so much better after that's done. We'll all breathe a big sigh of relief. I really truly feel more so. I know a lot of fucking channels talk about this, guys, but I really truly feel that you guys are an extension of my family, even though I don't know most of you. I've gotten to know a good chunk of you, and that gives me, you know, that fuels me, and it makes me feel pretty good. And I appreciate the fact that you guys show up on these stupid streams and listen and understand. But you know what? I am gonna leave you on my spiel. I know Namfik did his um, you know, his spiel. And I think it's important to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you got this, just like Namfik says all the time. But I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to say, Ferry says, I lost my mom, MLH, and I know where to come to feel loved and get laughs I need. I know, Tanya, you know, this channel is fairly serious, but I do have a sense of humor. I like to make people laugh when I can. And, you know, I hear you, Tanya. I feel your pain, everybody. Like, I'm more of an empath. And that's what kind of makes me unique too. I feel more than the average person does when things go down. Like hearing Namfik's news is such a bummer. But you know, we'll talk Namfik for sure. You know I got you. But anyways, you know, if you guys are struggling with your own mental health, please reach out to somebody that you know, love, and trust. In lieu of that, you guys can get a hold of me, MexicanLonghair@gmail.com. I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, or a counselor, but I do listen. Sometimes that's all that matters. But if I don't get back to you in a timely fashion, just remember, somebody out there thinks you are their favorite. Hold on to that thought. It could save your life. There's also a North American hotline that you can dial. It's 988. 3 simple digits that'll get you connected with a professional fairly quickly, from what I hear tell. And just talk to someone before you make any rash decisions. If you're not in North America and you're having mental health issues, type in your browser of choice, mental health help, hit enter, and a bunch of options will pop up. Click on any one of those and they'll get you connected with somebody that can help you out. Yeah, just hang in there, everybody. I know it can be tough. I know we can have tough issues that come about, but we can get through it, and we can get through it together. You know, just remember that there's always somebody out there that can help. So, you know, don't want to end on such a downer though. PSA, please don't stick a phone up your ass. That's all I got for you guys. Have a great rest of your week. I hope to see you guys really, really soon. Tomorrow there's no RP Grinders, but I might do a Grinder dance party, which means that I may or may not be playing copyrighted music on my other channel that I never get in trouble for, but for some reason I get in trouble on this channel for. So be on the look for that. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and let's have a good positive outlook on life. Everything is not all doom and gloom. Sometimes there are things that are worth fighting for, and I think all of you are very worthy of that. So thank you guys so much for joining. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you guys.